Welcome everyone in this new live development video about building an auto battle game. In this video we're going to work on our match system. So let's open up our in-game states, and at some point in the game we are calling match players, and I think that's in the go to recruit phase. We're just gonna remove the rest of what we have here. So we are removing combat units, we are setting the phase, and we are saying match players. But what do we want to do here? We want to set the current match. So somehow we want to set this. So match player await combat data. We are filling this. We are grabbing that to know where the players' units are supposed to spawn and where the players are supposed to go. By the way, we are gonna modify the little logic we have, get player battlefield in there. We're gonna grab this, get find, pull that in here, break this, and it's gonna be the X. The X is the battlefield, the Y is the fight zone. And I guess it's gonna need to return this. Actually, we're gonna get rid of this and we're gonna pull this in here. Oh, we can't because it's used elsewhere and it has the reference to the old parameter. So an enter new phase, we want to teleport. Where do we want to teleport? We want to teleport to the X, like this. So we can compile this, go back here, call that the return value. Now that it's no longer used here, so we require a camera switch. Fine, we'll be using the Y afterwards. So this is gonna return this. So we want that to be a rep notify variable, and we cannot do this, and that's quite inconvenient. I didn't think about it. I forgot about it. I knew we couldn't replicate a map. So how can we do this actually? I think it's easy but unfun. I think we need some kind of structure. F match, I guess. No, it's not gonna be match, it's gonna be players, player opponents. No, player battlefields, like this. And it's gonna take 3 parameters, a string, the name, and a vector 2D. Actually not a boolean. So this is gonna be player nickname, and this is gonna be battlefield, battlefield IDs, like this. And we're going to need to put that into a variable, which is gonna be, so this is a match, I mean a player battlefield, player battlefields, player current battlefields, and we want to make that a rep notify variable. Everyone is gonna get that when the server sets it. So match player, so when we set that, we're going to store our, we want that to be an array. We're gonna store that into our current match variable so that it's easier to handle. So we're gonna loop through this when it gets modified, and current match is gonna get added these values like this. So it's always gonna reflect the current match whenever the server sets that variable. So we can be called, we are allowed to call this. So when do we want to set that? In the match player in here, we want to be setting this. So how can we do this? We need to So we have a get remaining player count, which is gonna go in utilities, in the utilities folder. Find all battlefield, I guess, in initialization. We don't have this in already. No, okay. Initialization, remove combat units in the combat phase, unwrap all current battlefield. We cannot change that. So what do we want to do here? We want to find all the players still playing. So get remaining players. We're gonna loop through all of them. We're gonna say, are they alive? And if so, we're gonna need, it's gonna return an array of strings like this. Return value, promote to local variable, temp players, and we're gonna remove the integer like this. We're going to add like this the player name. Oh, we want to loop through the keys actually, like this, and we want to get from that map so all players alive are going to be considered for that matchmaking. And afterwards we're going to, so if one player is alone, he won't be able to find, the system won't be able to find an opponent for him, and we'll see how we handle that. So, oh, I closed it. Match players. So we want to grab all remaining players. We want to promote that to a local variable. Temp matched, temp remaining players to match. Oh, okay, players to match. Just like this, players to match. And we are looping through this. So how are we gonna do this? We need to be feeding, in the end we need to be feeding player current battlefield. And somehow we need to make an array. We need to make player info with a battlefield ID. So we're gonna need to find this, find remaining players. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate that, matched players. Have we already matched that player? No, we did not. Okay, so we're gonna say that this player is matched, and then we're gonna grab player to match. We're gonna remove. We can remove items. That's okay. I think we have that. How are we gonna do this? We want everyone but this one. We just need to remove him from the players to match, I guess. Remove that guy from the player to match. Now get a random player. Get a copy. Random in range from 0 to last index. As long as there are more than one player in players to match. We're gonna do this. Superior equal or superior to 2. As long as we have at least 2 players, we're gonna keep looping. So we're gonna loop through. Is the player already matched? Not. So we're matching him, and we're removing him from the players to match, and we're grabbing a random index in the players to match, and we're going to say that this guy enemy is going to be this one. and it just needs to know what battlefield is going to be in. So we need to find a battlefield there, but we need to give them battlefield, and that's gonna be it. So this guy is gonna be removed and added like this. Temp opponent, we want to store that, and then we want to add that temp opponent to the list of matched players and remove him from the list of players to match. And when this is over, so in here we need to store what we're going to do here. We're going to promote that to a local variable, which is temp battlefield, and we're going to pull that here. So only the server is going to do this. Are we already getting that out? No, we are not. Everybody does this. Remove combat units, destroy actor. We only want to do this if we are the server, but we want to do that if we are, so we're just gonna say by sequence we are doing this. Everyone does this, but only the server does this. And then similarly, when we match player, only the server is gonna do this. So in here we want to find empty battlefield. How are we gonna do this? I guess battlefields are going to need some kind of way to retrieve information about who is there. So I think we can store that information in the battlefield themselves. So if we go to our battlefield class, in here we're going to have a new variable which is going to be hosted player, and this is going to be a string. So we shall not forget to clear this when we empty the battlefield. So when the combat phase, remove combat units, clear combat phase, we're gonna call this. And in here the battlefields, oh yeah, hosted player is not in here, it's in fight zone. We need to pull this in the fight zone. Grid, fight zone, hosted player, this is gonna be a string. We're gonna compile this, hit save, go back to the in-game state, and in here we want to clear that, and we're gonna build a logic for that. We're gonna just add a function, clear hosted player, just in case we need to do something about it somehow. So this is gonna be cleared, and in here we want to clear hosted player. Well, for instance, we want to do this. When we clear hosted player, we want to clear the squares as well. Get squares like this. So we are clearing this. So somehow we can retrieve that information when we match them. We can get an empty battlefield. Find empty battlefield. We're gonna loop through all the keys, all the values, and if we don't have, if one of the fight zone, if the first fight zone actually, if any of the fight zone, not only the one, if the first fight zone doesn't have an hosted player, it means it's ready, and we're gonna break instead of having a loop like this. So if the fight zone doesn't have an hosted player, it's gonna be ready, that battlefield. temp, oh no, not like this, local variable, temp battlefield. So we're gonna set and we're gonna break, and we don't like wires like this, but it doesn't matter. Oh no, we don't want to go there, we want to go there. We want to break and we want to return that battlefield. And this is going to be return value, and this is going to be pure. Plug that here. Match players. So what do we want to do here? We want to, not doing this, we want to find empty battlefield. We're not gonna make this pure. So we're gonna find empty battlefield, and we're gonna store information about the fact that they are going to be used, and we want to store that afterwards. So we want to get the ID, and we want to get the fight zones. We don't want to get the fight zones, I guess. Yeah, we do want that. We want to get the 0 and the 1. So that's kinda ugly what we're doing here. We want to set hosted player twice. The hosted player is that one, and the other player is the temporary opponent. And we want to add new values there, 2 new values actually. We want to add the temporary opponent's name. We want to make a battlefield there, and we want to add that guy, and we also want to make so 0 and 1, and the battlefield is going to be that one. Like this. So that's kinda ugly, but it doesn't matter for now. It's gonna do the trick. We're gonna promote that to a variable. Promote to found battlefield. And we're going to set it, even if it should be the same thing, I think. And we need to plug that in here. So we're telling them that they are used, and we're storing that information, so everybody is going to know what player on what battlefield and what side of the battlefield. So that's exactly what we want actually. And then we're storing this in here. So we receive this, and it says, and everybody gets the current match. So this should actually already spawn the client units elsewhere than before, I think. No, it doesn't. The bus starts in 0. Battlefield 0, and Y is the fight zone. So we don't know if the problem comes from here. Gets players battlefield current match. We'll just see where this is called. I know where. In here. So we are switching to the proper battlefield, obviously. Well, I guess so. We'll see actually. If we spawn that guy here, if we switch battlefields, okay. So yeah. So this is a good point. So this is a good point. So we can quit. So both players are in the same place, and it's the right battlefield. So we need to be using this. No, actually that's the battlefield, which is the state tell await combat data. We're telling him to find the proper fight zone. Well, it should be working then, I guess. Oh yeah, of course. We should be... So current match, well, this should be working. Where are we? Yeah, we are clearing this at the wrong time, I guess. Clear, find, add. So we are adding this here. So in here, I think we need, if we clear this, so current match is erased, and we store a new one here with the right battlefield ID. Suppose it, we believe so at least. So the server will be printing that. It will be easier. We're supposed to see 0, 0 and 0, 1. And when are we calling match players? Go to recruit phase. So we enter recruit phase, we match the players. So yeah, we basically generate the next match. Oh, so why didn't we see anything? When we received this? Because the server does not trigger that, I suppose. Oh, because we're never setting this? Yeah, of course we are. Get, we are adding them here because we match them. Maybe it doesn't work, maybe that logic doesn't work. So I guess that comes from, I think the problems comes from there. If we remove this and add that here, do we match them? No, yeah, we don't match them. We're not matching them. So where is it failing? Are we? Yeah, of course we are calling this when we go to the recruit phase. But we actually go to phase when... Okay, so we're going to phase on event begin play and there are no players. So this is failing to do anything. So I guess... we have a problem of initialization here. We shouldn't go to phase at that time, we should go to phase when everybody is connected, because, well, in that case the second reinitialization, I mean the second loop up, if it was an initialization problem, it wouldn't work. It would work, matching player would work the second time we go to recruit phase, because we're grabbing these and I'm sure we are storing them on in the event graph. Yep, we are, and we are saying that they are alive. So they are alive. Get remaining player count. That's what we want. We want that. So if they are alive, we are adding them and returning them. So yeah, we are never... Oh, hello world. So yeah, the second time is working. That's the... But it's failing to spawn the units in the proper location. Yeah, still, even if it worked the second time. So first problem is that in here we don't have all the players ready. So the in-game state is only gonna wait up until gets players length. For now we'll just do something like if it's equal or superior to 2, you're gonna start, or else you're gonna wait and relaunch that logic. and we're gonna have an hello world that time. So we got rid of the first issue. So when we enter, we want to match players. So are we managing to give them? No, we're not going there. So we're not going there. So where are we going? I guess we were there already. Yeah, we know it triggers. Player to match length superior or equal to 2. Players to match, it's the remaining amount of players, is equal to 2. So yeah, it's working. Matched player does not contain. So yeah, I'm going there, is going there with a knight. Yeah. We are quite happy about that. Quite happy about that. Yeah, going to combat phase. And if we do this and go back, okay, there is nothing. Okay, we're happy. So we swap, yeah. So we need to be rotated at the proper direction, but for now we don't care. We properly set the match system, and yeah, we properly set the match system. I think we'll need to give the team color to each player, and it should be easier now that fight zones have their player name in memory, what players they are actually holding. So I think it's gonna wrap up that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.